All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostle elders, the great millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shai from the Chicago camp, coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying. Sit down, and as you can see on the screen, it says Belgium officially becomes the fourth European country. Now, some resources say fifth, like Norway was before them, but doesn't matter. Fourth, fifth, doesn't matter. The point is, as we're about to read, Belgium officially becomes the fourth European country to request the suspension of association between the EU and those people. It says Belgium is now joining Spain, Ireland, and Slovenia in the demand. You see, we're coming at the part where, as it says, we'll just get in this. Revelation 17 and 16. It says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God shall be fulfilled." All right, so we're at the time where the beast is hating the whore because of the unilateral decisions that it's making, all right, forcing them to not want to do any more business with them because the small hatter's biggest ally is America, and America is in the EU, but America chooses to support the small hatters. They choose to be the muscle for them. And see, the small hatters' objective does not benefit the EU. They don't want to be in a situation where if America goes to war, then we got to support them. No, they don't want to be in that situation. See, we're at the time where it's not good to have any type of relationships with America, especially their string puller, the small hatters. This is not a good time to be allied with these folks because the small hatters' whole objective is world domination, and they're going to stop at nothing to achieve it. And even the scripture says how he increaseth his desire is hell and cannot be satisfied. Let me just Habakkuk 2. I might have to start up. Yeah, I will. Let's start at 3. "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry." And what did we just read in Revelation? That the time would come where the beast, all right, the EU, NATO, they would hate the whore, which is America, Babylon the snake. And it says, "Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith." And who is that talking about? Bad Uncle Esau, the so-called white man, the wild man. Okay, his soul, his spirit is not right. When you read in the book of Wisdom of Solomon, it lets you know that he is clean contrary to the law. As the scripture says, who can make a crooked thing straight? What does the scripture tell us in Job? The wicked are estranged from the womb; they be born speaking lies. That's a very crooked and unrighteous spirit to be born with. But that's the nature of these devils. It said, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, that mindset, that philosophy he is a proud man. What does the scripture say? Pride is hateful before God and man, and by both does one commit iniquity. Okay. It says, neither keep it at home. All right. This devil's always in somebody else's business, always trying to spread democracy when there is something that he wants to take advantage of or use. Mostly it's just the resources. Okay. And it says, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth to him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And that's him. He increaseth his desire as hell. And let me get that word desire. Wonder what that word means. Napash. His soul, his self, life, creature, person, appetite, mind, living being, desire, emotion, passion. Wow. Living being, the man himself, self, person, or individual, seat of the appetite, seat of emotions and passions. Wow. Activity of the character, dubious. Activity of the mind, dubious. Activity of the will, dubious. All right. So he increaseth his desire. He increases a evil appetite and a sense of self as hell, in a bad place, because that's what we know what hell is. Hell is a condition. Okay. Let's read that again one more time. Habakkuk 2:5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his dubious appetites is hell. Whew. That's heavy. And that fits this guy's perspective, because this is a guy that is not spiritual. He sows to the flesh all the time because he is a carnal man. Okay. In Wisdom of Solomon, the second chapter, it describes this mindset of increasing his desire is hell. Wisdom of Solomon 2. And I'm going to start at 1. It says, for the ungodly said, reasoning within themselves, but not aright, being not righteous. Our life is short and tedious, and in death of a man there is no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. Meaning that, hey, when you die, that's it. Nobody knows what happens when you die. For we are born at all adventure, and we shall hereafter as though we had never been. For the breath in our nostrils is as smoke, and a little spark in the moving of our heart, which being extinguished, our body shall be turned into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as the soft air. And our name shall be forgotten in time, and no man shall have our works in remembrance. And our life shall pass away as the trance of a cloud, and shall be dispersed as a mist that is driven away with the beams of the sun, and overcome with the heat thereof. For our time is a very shadow that passeth away, and after our end there is no returning, for it is fast sealed, so that no man cometh again. Come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present, and let us speedily use the creatures like as in the youth. Let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments, and let no flower of the spring pass by us. Let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered. Let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness. Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place, for this is our portion, and our lot is this. So this is their mindset, to increase their desire as hell, to keep going around putting their nose in people's business where it does not belong, because that is their goal, to enjoy everything that this life and this current time has to offer them. And see, unfortunately, it's going to lead to their ultimate destruction. And all of the allies of the Small Hatters know that to do such a thing is going to lead to destruction. That's why the scripture just said, reasoning within themselves, but not aright, because this is a destructive mindset. And the allies, the people in the EU know this. And they're like, dude, we don't want no part of this. And you see, one by one, all these EU countries are starting to disassociate themselves from the Small Hatters, because they know that the ultimate outcome is not beneficial for anybody. All right, they're starting wars which are not beneficial for economic trade, as we can clearly see. And seeing as they getting their butt spanked over there, they know that eventually the only option that's going to be left on the table is nuclear weapons. And that's why they're like, we don't want none of this. This is not our fight. These are not our decisions. We don't want to be associated with these guys. But see, as we read in Revelation, the Lord put it in their hearts to fulfill the will. What does the scripture says? The king's heart. Proverbs 21:1, it says, the king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh, as the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So the Lord is causing all these people to move in a way that will make it so that the Small Hatters will keep doing what they're doing, pushing forth their one world agenda. And in the process of doing this is going to cause all their allies to despise them and disassociate themselves with them. And ultimately bringing it to a point where the only thing left to do is just go nuclear. So that's all I wanted to say on this. I hope you all were edified. Till the next time, we're going to say Shalom.